And yes, I'm putting a bit of a question mark at the end because maybe this board isn't rare. But it's taken me a long time. I think it's taken me 5, maybe 6 months to find it, so make your own mind up from that. But I was lucky enough to find one on eBay. Now, for regular followers of this channel, if you've been following me for quite some time, you will have seen me do a video saying, why is this board so rare, about 5 or 6 months ago. And nobody could answer it. It's just one of those boards that's disappeared. Here's the model number. It's an RU8000. I've got no idea. Samsung always seem to do a 7000 and 8000, what the difference is. I've just plugged it in just to remind me what the fault is. And the fault is changed. We're now getting a 1-blink code. Now, a 1-blink code, again, for regular followers of the channel, you'll know is a mainboard fault. It's when you get the 2-blink code you have to panic, because that means it's a screen issue and you could have problems. But when we looked at this TV last time, it was coming up with a splash logo. We did get the Samsung Smart TV logo, but it wouldn't go any further. That was it. We diagnosed it down to a software issue on the main board. It couldn't be repaired, so it was a case of just finding another board, which I couldn't do. But I put out an appeal on eBay, put out a little watch. That didn't work, and I just decided to have a look through eBay last week, and I found that board you saw at the beginning. And the guy wanted 50 quid, I offered 40, thought that's being cheeky, and I've got it. Now, as these boards are allegedly very rare, I'm not too sure if this is going to work. I'm kind of editing this and doing voiceovers as I go along, so I really don't know at this present moment in time. But what we have to do is take the board out and just stick the new board in and see what happens. But I'm going to have to put this on a longer test, and there's a reason for this. It's a bit of a coincidence. But when this board arrived yesterday, a guy got in contact with me to say he's got a TV for sale for 20 quid. And it's one of these. It's exactly the same TV. The TV works but goes off after 30 minutes. So I could be searching for another main board very shortly. Anyway, that's by the by. Let's do the decent thing here and just unplug everything, disconnect this board, take it away, put the new one in, and fingers crossed. Now, what I was about to say is related to the model number. Samsung do these 7000s and 8000s on quite a few of their sets. I've got no idea what difference it means. People think I understand everything about TVs. I don't. I understand the electronics, what causes faults, what you need to do to fix them. As far as software and apps and what else a TV can do, just don't know. So there's many RU55s out there, all with different model numbers. I'm not too sure what makes the 7000s and 8000s special. I know they're supposed to be different and higher quality. That's just down to the price when they were first released. They are worth quite a bit more money, or Samsung charged a little bit more money, or the retailers did anyway. But I've got no idea why they're supposed to be different. Hey, it just could be a marketing thing which fools us all. But if you've got any idea why, do let me know in the comments. Anyway, I'm just unwrapping this board, which has arrived from eBay. And as you can see, it is identical in every way, shape and form. It's even got a satellite input there, which is... I quite like the satellite inputs on TVs. I use satellite rather than Freeview, but anyway, or FreeSat I should say, rather than Freeview. Let's unclip this, take this out, stick the other one in, and stick it all back together, plug it in and see what happens. But for 40 quid, I'm not expecting too much. The other TV that I've got, which is the same model number which arrived yesterday, works for half an hour and switches off. So I'm going to have to keep this one on test for a bit, just in case it has got a fault. Maybe the other one is not a mainboard fault. It could be a screen fault. I don't know. But I will be having a look at that tomorrow night, and I'll post it up for Sunday night, Monday for you, and we can compare. But I may be looking for another one of these boards. So if you've got one, give us a shout. It's always easy, especially with these clipped machines, just to get the main board out and swap all the cables over. It's no biggie. Just double check that you know. If you're doing this for the first time, it's always handy with your phone to take photographs. The other thing is, even though this is an RU, and I'm guessing here, and I will stand corrected in the comments as I do every day, but this is an RU, I'm guessing it's about 6 or 7 years old. But to me, this is still a very modern TV. I class this as a modern TV. I class this as a TV that should be repaired and should not be heading towards landfill for any reason whatsoever, which is why I've hung on for many months to try and find this particular spare board. It is obviously a 4K TV, and it's a smart TV, and it does have all the apps. You know, you've got Disney on here, you've got ITVX on here, which is some of the two that never came with some of the earlier models, because TV companies quite a few years ago just used to put apps on that they thought they could make a little bit of money on. Now all TV companies know you've got to have access to all the main apps, and this is one of those TVs with all the main apps. So I haven't put the back on, obviously, and I'm just trying to get the best angle here with the camera. It's a sunny day today, which is nice, and I've got the light on, but hopefully after waiting around for so long, this is going to come to life. Well, I can wait no longer. Place your bets. What do you think? I'll just line it up a bit better. That's a very good start. But there is a but. TV comes on. We have a working TV. Now I have connected it to the net, and there's a reason for that. These boards have a tendency to fail after being on for about 30 minutes, 35 minutes. In fact, I've got another one of these identical, which works fine, as this one does, for the first 30 minutes. So there still could be a fault with this board. I've got to put it what engineers used to call a soak test. Well, a soak test used to be on for 2 or 3 weeks at a time. My idea of a soak test is an hour maximum, but we'll see. Let me see if I can connect it to something on the app. That's what I want. A nice little bit of YouTube. It's probably switched to wired. Sorry, I mean it's probably switched to Wi-Fi and I need to switch it to wired. Network settings. Wired. Thank you. And all I can do is, yes, I don't want to do the test. I want a bit of YouTube now. The one thing people don't do when they have a TV part is test it properly. The amount of times, I'm sure you've probably done this, the amount of times you've bought something that said tested by one of our engineers. Well, these people that test them must have, you know, an awful lot of televisions to test them on, at least 250, and I'm afraid that is just not possible. Let's go to that. It looks really colourful. I know it's not 8K, but it's 4K. And let's see if this continues to run. How long is the video? 8 hours and 42. Oh, that's perfect. I will take an hour of that. This will give me a chance to study the picture, and picture is fine. I'm just going to have to wait. I'm currently 30 seconds into the test. Let's come back when that says an hour. It's a very bright picture. I really should do with, if that's on dynamic, which it may be. Let's just see. Yes, of course it's on dynamic. I'll put it to natural. It just dims the backlights. Lovely. And then tomorrow I shall bring the other one in that's lasting just 30 minutes and switching off. Give that a reset and see if I can find what's doing that. But again, it looks like these boards do have a tendency to go faulty. But so far, I'm quids in. This cost me 40 quid. I was just about to buy a brand new board. A brand new board from Samsung is £165, and that's to a dealer. And I'm not too sure that I'd get my money back on that, even though these TVs are classed as Samsung's Premier TVs, the 7000 and the 8000. Don't forget this is an 8000. What makes it Samsung's Premier TV? I don't know. I've never understood the difference between a basic model and another model the same size, but it has a special number, and apparently it's special in inverted commas, and I don't know why. But that's a very nice picture. Anybody be happy with that on the wall? Let's just see if it stays there for a certain amount of time. Well, that's the first 30 minutes. You know, this has been on for, well, just over an hour now, and I'm beginning to have some confidence. I think we've got a good main board. Over 1.5 hours, I think this is going to be fine. And let's have a look at the main board in question and compare it to some of the other RUs that are for sale on eBay. Anyway, so I'm very pleased with that. I just thought we'd have a look at the board. This is the original board from an 8000, and I just wanted to show you this because I'm bound to get comments saying, oh, well, if you go to eBay and find anyone for an RU, it will work. Well, it won't. Let's move that one to the left-hand side. And these are the ones on eBay. These are the RUs for the other models, the non-8000 models. You can see it's got 2 screen inputs, but it hasn't got a satellite input. And the one on the right-hand side, which is one from an RU 7300, you can possibly see the phonos out. You can see the RCAs, which the original on the 8000 on the left-hand side doesn't have. There are many subtle differences. The one that definitely does work is this one, and this is the number that I'm searching for, BN94-14163C. BN94-14163C. If you've got one tucked under your mattress, please let me know.